Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is me, your English language instructor Hasnain, once again with all of you people today. Recently, since it's my quite a bit of an early age and since I'm growing up, I found one of an issue that I came across. As I was growing up, the early stages of puberty was showing up, and because of that, I found a big issue. The issue which was that there was no guidance for me. What I did was I had to find out for myself. तो आज की जो वीडियो है ये खुसूसी तौर पर माँ बाप और उन सब नौजवानों के लिए है who are going through such stages, they are confused, they don't have guidance. So ये उन सब लोगों के लिए है. Lots of us who are lucky वो डायरेक्टली सीख जाते हैं, समझ जाते हैं, they find their way through life. ये जो नए इमोशंस हैं, ये जो नए आप कह सकते हैं एक्सपीरियंसेस हैं, इनके साथ कोप कर लेते हैं. But some people find it quite harsh and find it quite uneven and very much of a problem. So when I was going through these early stages, so I felt that there was no guidance. So I went online, I tried searching for stuff like why am I feeling all of these things, why are all of these things happening. So when I did that, I didn't really find much information that was for our people, for Pakistanis, for people of my age and specifically from where I live. It was all the Western information that I was gathering, which was quite helpful honestly speaking, but I envisioned that maybe it was helpful for me, but for every single person it's not helpful. हर एक इंसान के लिए वो applicable नहीं है. So today we are going to be talking about this and we are going to be understanding this. सबसे पहले to every single parent, to every single adult watching this, there is a big misconception. Lots of people say, lots of मैंने बड़ों को देखा है, वो कहते हैं कि हर एक इंसान बड़ा होता है, it's no big thing. But as a child myself and as many people are children, for them it's an experience that they haven't had. So one of the first stages that I went through was these changes in my voice. Now this is my normal voice which I speak in, and then this is the other voice which I've recently built on. So lots of people online, when they heard this difference, this change, so they started trolling, they started criticizing me for having two different voices. Now what happens is that these cracks in my voice, lots of people criticized me that when I was speaking in my deep voice, because when I'm speaking in a low calm way, this is the voice that naturally comes. But when I'm trying to force, when I'm trying to say something with aggression, for example giving a speech, I use the other voice, it's automatic for me. So when I'm using that voice, my voice gets strained, and lots of times I have these vibrations, I have this kind of, this, I cannot have a steady voice because that voice is really, tiring, because it's obviously like very much of it is coming from my throat, and my throat gets quite sore because it has a lot of force behind that. So because of that, lots of people were criticizing me and trolling me for that, which is quite normal honestly speaking. Lots of people have different ways when their voice starts cracking. There is the normal way, which is a person's voice directly changes and there aren't many cracks, but this is the more happy ending for your voice. But then there are those children whose voice cracks sometime, and they slowly go from the children voice to the more adulthood voice. This also happens, and then there are cases like me which have both their voices. So I have this voice and then I have this voice. So this was one of the issues that I got rolled for, and honestly speaking I didn't mind it, because to me these people were just fools. Because how can you not understand something you've been through? Didn't your voice crack? Didn't your voice have all of those issues? They may not have, because maybe you're not even human. But if you're human and if you're sapient, then obviously you might have had these changes. Now a second thing I noticed with many of my peers and many adults was that they oftentimes they just say that he's a child and all children grow up, so he'll grow up as well. But the thing is, for you it might not be a unique experience, since you've seen other children grow and you've seen yourself grow. But seeing children of my age or a bit older than me grow and then seeing my own changes, it felt unique to me, and it was a special experience. And for every child, his puberty, I wouldn't call it puberty, I would say growing up, from going from a child, from बचपने से फिर जवानी तक, वो जो बड़े होने का एक time duration है, that's what we'll call it. So this act of growing up is unique because you've never been through it and you're going through it, but the other people, they've been through it. So please do not tell children that it's a normal thing and you should just cope with it or something like that. It's very saddening that in your time there was nobody to guide you, nobody to help you, and you might have even faced the same issues, but just because you didn't have the facilities doesn't mean, or you didn't have the freedom doesn't mean that you cannot help those who are younger and need help and guidance in such phases of their life. For example, I was recently researching upon the same topic, and I came across a scientific research upon this topic which said that children as early as 9 can start their puberty and can end as late as 16. So it's a different case scenario. Every child has their puberty at a different age or at a different section of their age. So you can be growing up suddenly at the age of 14, or you're suddenly just grown up at the age of 9. It's totally normal and everybody gets that differently. For example, in my case, I'm 11, 12. So I experienced all of these changes since last year. So with those changes, it was a bit of a weird thing for me, since my clothes that I normally wore, these suits that I had made and these t-shirts and all of these things, they didn't fit me anymore. I could wear the clothes that a lot of adults wear, since my clothes were no longer available in the children's section anymore. They were in the teenage section, and I was going through this different phase. So I had these cracks in my voice was straining lots of times, I was getting tired, and I couldn't speak for very long periods of times. So for example, when I was using this other voice, I was forced that instead of like I'm speaking right now very openly, in that other voice, I was forced that I would speak in a calm way like this. Yeah, that is quite correct. Yeah, you're right. I totally believe that. Absolutely. So I was forced to use it in a calm way, because it would just strain my voice so much that I would have to shift to the other voice, and it was very awkward whenever anybody heard the different voices that I have. And some people preferred this childish voice, since it was very much suitable to my age, and also to the fact that I am a child and I am an English language instructor and all of these things, and the fact I work on social media, so they just know me for this voice. And then some people liked this other voice because they felt it was more robust and had a bit more of this masculinity in it. So that was what the different opinions of people were. So in such phases, lots of times children get scared. They feel as if one voice isn't good, the other is good, then another. So all of these changes, they are normal, they come in, and honestly speaking, it's totally normal. For any child that's going through these phases, you can watch other people's videos, you can watch these videos, and this is only an introductory video. We are going to be going in depth about this video, about this whole topic very soon. I'm going to be making a few more videos upon them, where I'll be discussing the different changes a child can go through in such stage. Other than that, thanks so much for watching. That's all for today. Allah Hafiz.